Miribelle. Miri received a Spirit Award following our pet casting contest which took place in 2014. Her alter ego was granted a rare story on Animus and features in Tales of Animus Book 1, The Road to Self-Enlightenment. Miri lives in the USA with her companion Amy. To create this story, we asked Miri's human to tell us all about her feline friend's life. We wanted to know about her history, character, quirks and habits, so that this story and artwork could accurately reflect her true essence. Only then was Miribelle's story woven around these core concepts and character traits. Torn away from her family by a cruel quirk of fate, Miribelle is forced to become independent at an early age. Rather than fight for survival in the suffocating clutches of her new environment, living on humiliating handouts and trash, Miri flees the city and seeks sanctuary in a nearby forest. After consuming poisonous mushrooms, she is rescued by Photocynthia, a wood nymph who becomes her guardian and mentor. Upon the completion of her studies, Miri returns to the town of Little Diner to practice her healing arts. She finds the town languishing in the clutches of Chaircat Meow, a rapacious tyrant who is bent on stopping herbs and spices from reaching the people. She does everything in her power to stem the flow of malnourished refugees, but things continue to escalate and eventually spiral beyond her control. The tyrant sentences folks to hard labor in the hazardous Tofu Mines, and Miri realizes that she will need more than a few potions and topical salves to deal with this malignant carbuncle. She embarks on a perilous journey to petition Angelholm for help. Miri's Awiccaning. On the outskirts of Cuddles, a tiny village, stands a derelict farm. It makes up in rustic sturdiness what it yields in idyllic charm. In this humble setting Miribelle had been born, but alas, her fragile kittenhood asunder was torn. As the runt of the litter she had been rather small, but size held no sway over her spirits at all. A little firecracker of boundless vim, filled with optimism to the very brim. One day she fell asleep whilst playing in a cozy haystack, and the caravan carrying it left the village without looking back. The merchants had not noticed the small stowaway, and Miri awoke in a strange town, nothing more than a stray. Through her unfortunate fortune's slippery twist, Miribelle was severed from her family, which she now sorely missed. With people shoving each other, indifferent and rude, she runs off to seek refuge in a faraway wood. The throng of the city she cannot abide. She casts about for a sanctuary, a safe place to hide. At last, amongst the ancient, silent trees, she finds a tranquil, inner peace. But she does not always have enough to eat, sometimes making do with mushrooms in place of meat. One day she eats mushrooms that are not meant for eating, and is saved by a dryad, a serendipitous meeting. The enchantress teaches Miri the craft, and to raise her as her own is glad. Photocynthia becomes the only real mentor whom the young she-cat has ever had. Miri displays a natural aptitude for healing. Her instincts are sharp, her mind supple and willing. Alchemical formulae and ancient Reiki runes are passed down to Miri over the course of many pale moons. She learns botanical secrets and every herbological spell, masters artifacts such as the boom broom and the dispelling bell. With her training complete, she becomes more outgoing. Crowds still make her nervous, but her anxiety is no longer showing. She begins traveling and even ventures into towns to help others with the new powers which she has found. But then ascended a tyrant who ruled by the claw. He forced the people into the Tofu Mines and passed his greed into law. He put a ban on all medicine, herbs and on spice. The people were fed a steady diet of propaganda and lies. Unable to keep up with the flood of damage wrought by his ruthless campaign, however many people she heals, still far more are in pain. Miri embarks on a quest to seek help from on high. She knows the way to Angelholm will be hard, but she just has to try. Thank you for listening. We would be grateful if you like and share our videos as well as subscribe to the channel. Read Miri's full story in Tales of Animus Book 1, The Road to Self-Enlightenment.